with a scoop. So I was talking to Red, based on his skill level and the class that we're going to do. It's a 4-day class. We're basically going to make up the scoop. We probably won't get into the hood. He has the hood section back at home, which is a steel one. And so we're going to make as many sections as we can. So he's already laid out, as you can see, the target area to give us center lines and cross lines. And then you can see the difference on the shape coming in, coming through. And like I said, based upon his skill level, he's been doing metal shaping for about 5 years. And he started off with one size panel, went to another size panel, then tried to make the things fit and everything else come together. And then sometimes the welding was a little bit of an issue, sometimes the shaping was a little issue. So he's wanting to really tune up on his shrinking, stretching, being able to do the reverse curve, what size of panel would be more preferable than larger or smaller for whatever area. And so after that discussion, we're now ready to go. So I'm going to really try and stretch him. I'm thinking a nice size panel would be from this center cross section of the scoop in this area, taking it from this area, coming through all the way down into the tail section. Nice long shaped panel, not too difficult to handle because he has some skills. Maybe you'd put the weld in across here or across here to make 2 panels for someone that might be beginning. But we're going to go for the whole Augusto and make this in one section. We're going to then make this in one section. These two will be welded together. Then we'll be making this section and this section. Because it has openings in the front and it has tip flanges, I suggested we make it right in the center because it's a perfect arc. It might be a little bit less challenging if we make it in 2 pieces, have these openings with the flanges. And then of course we've got the top cover. So it's looking at the project, you've got to come up with a plan. That's to make the panel. And then the roadmap on how you're going to achieve that panel. And so this is what Red really wants to fine tune on. So we're going to make paper patterns first so he gets a good understanding of shrinking, stretching, movement of where the panel is going to go. Then we're going to make cardboard patterns and little metal profiles just to get really dialed in. And then we're going to start making up our panels once we've covered out. 18 gauge steel is what he wants to work with. So nice thick material, not easy to move, but holds its shape real well for reverse curves. So here we have Red. He's come in to do a class in Kingdom Metalworks, and I'm giving him a little exercise, giving him a panel that's already shaped up, and I'm wanting him to put his strike marks on from the wheel all close together and show me the control that he has on a panel. And I'm going to critique how he's wheeling and how the panel flows and goes. So it's kind of just using the bench top, and we've got a high crown wheel in there. It's a full radius rather than a flat top, and it will really show up how close his strike marks are together. Okay, so here we are. We took our pattern and we made up our pattern out of cardboard. We're laying it out on the sheet steel. We're going to use 18 gauge. That was Red's choice. And so of course this is the section that we're making up on the fiberglass hood. It's in the green lines. So therefore we're just going to first cut out our panel, and then we're going to start shaping. We're going to be using the English wheel to do this. So as you can see, we're starting to lay out, and then we're going to cut out, and we'll see how the project goes. So here we are, Kingdom Metalworks, and Red has started his panel.
we've cut them out, and then we marked our lines on there for the reverse curve from our paper pattern. And so now he's just traveling through with the urethane on the top wheel and lower anvil on the bottom to give him a number 3 radius where it's one end 3 and one end 4. And so he's just traveling backwards and forwards and presenting that return curve, starting it off right in the first place. And then as we move over to the buck, you can see that the one that we did yesterday is in the same way, and it lays across the panel fairly well. So now we've got to start stretching and shaping and making that panel fit the buck. Slow and methodical, getting the shape in, not rushing, just so that we can get it from one end to the other, which is tapered, and also one end is a lot more shapy than the other in the return curve. So we're just bending over the phenolic block just to shape and form to keep the reverse curve in the right position as he stretches that flange around. So it's the lower fringe of the panel. So you can see how the front really needs to come around and stretch to conform. So he's got a lot of stretching where his left hand is. He's just on the starting procedure, and we got stretching, we got some shrinking to do, and it's going to get the go and flow of the panel. So now we're just doing a little shaping on the top side of the panel, on the opposite side of the return curve. So we've got the top and the bottom. I'm trying to get it to go and flow over in the very front section of the scoop and make it to conform to the shape we want. Red's getting his curve in, starting to come together. So as you can see, the panel that I was demonstrating on is starting to take shape in a rough out situation. As I've roughed that panel out, now Red is starting to conform his to match my side. So lots of different things going on, and it's taking your time, working out, reading the panel, making sure we're staying to our roadmap on all the different stages, so that something goes wrong we can correct it.